thoughts, they develop, right, under the conditions where there might be some form of, say, political instability, right? Some kind of political conflict. So, let me take certain, examples, and then, then possibly would understand it, right? So, for instance, when Kautilya, he wrote his Arthashastra, or Manu, what has come down to us, as Manu Smriti, for instance, right? So, they were written at a time wherein the society was moving in a direction, or the society was being shaped in a manner which possibly was a way different from the earlier times, right? Meaning that, this is some kind of changes which would not be in the same line of developments of the past. So it would be something different, and it would be way different from what has happened earlier in the history, right? So, Kautilya's Arthashastra would be focused more on the development and expansion of an empire, wherein the king can make himself the most powerful, entity around, and his state or kingdom would be the most powerful kingdom, right? So similarly, when Manu would develop his thoughts, so it would be for the organization of the society in a manner where stratification can take a place in a manner wherein the social conflicts can be avoided, right? Similarly, if we look at, some of the Western political thinkers, for instance, right? So, I would take a few names with which you may be familiar, right? So when Hobbes wrote his Leviathan, then he was writing at a time where Britain was undergoing some kind of political conflict, right? So civil war was the context in which Hobbes developed his thought. Okay. Now, similarly, when John Locke he wrote his two treatises on government, then the glorious revolution was the immediate context, right? So the point I'm trying to make, that there has to have some immediate context, right? There has to have the prevailing conditions in which thought develops, right? In which the particular idea, right, which may be embedded in the thinking process of an individual thinker, becomes thought. Okay, so thinking and ideas themselves would not become thought until they take a concrete shape, number one, and number two, until they are an outcome of, or they are the product of, the specific time in which they take shape, a specific time in which they develop. Clear hai? Clear hai?
Yes, sir.